So I'm making this video for people that have seen beyond and really want to know the truth of who they are before society programmed them. There's this old system that is just there. Like, says everything about history was a fucking lie. So let's just put that on the table right there, because when you awaken to the fact that reality is an illusion inside of your own mind, maybe a holographic simulation, something of divine light, order, everything is up for question. Everything you ever known is up for question. I think truthfully that the school system was a setup. I think they've been farming humans for a very long time. I think The Matrix was a fucking documentary because, people just sit there and they just accept what the fuck they say, what the system does. Fuck the man. The man sucks. He's fucking terrible, You already know this though, but I'm saying it anyway because it's the truth. But it's like if you freed your mind and got to like a higher degree of consciousness, you wouldn't even be on that same plane of existence. Like you'd be on a different level. We were like ancient astronauts, ancient beings, something truly from beyond. And I'm thinking there's like ways of like the system inside, it's all inside of your mind, but like they bring people in like a stranger and then they walk around and they'll never see or hear it. But if they go down that rabbit hole, they see the whole thing's an illusion inside of their mind. And they're like this like divine being outside. And it's like trying to get this awareness to get these people that are walking around, running around, all this shit, to make them realize they're a divine being inside of that physical body. And then their body, it's like it like decompresses where it's like there's like just levels of to where it's like, the mind, everything about this is so important because it's hive mind versus and the organic spiritual mind, which is the original mind. You can run everywhere outside in that world, but truthfully it's inside of each one of us. And that's why it's important, because the whole face mask thing, it's like, which God do you serve, man? Do you serve the materialistic God that wants to turn a human being into a fucking battery, a fucking machine? Or do you serve the God inside of you, inside of your soul? And most people don't have that soul connection. It's about making that soul connection to make them fucking remember. Everything's built on the surface, mass surveillance, all this shit. Programming people from fucking cradle to grave, man. And it's like, you tell a lie loud enough, long enough and loud enough, and that's what this reality is. Truthfully. And if people really woke up to the truth, it would kill who they were, because who they were was not what society told them they were. This world isn't at all like you think it is. They're so up in your face, but it's like you put down the fucking e-brake and you're like, holy shit, I'm a spiritual being inside of this physical body, and the world is an illusion inside of my own mind. Like, what do you even say to that? But that's the way of liberation. And that's why it was important for people like me that had this awareness to speak the fucking truth, man. It went deep in the soil. Like, the senses don't tell the truth of who we are. Like, you think I am who I am, and you are who you are. And this reaches across like through the screen into your reality, into nature. And it's like, whoa, I didn't even know that was possible. But it's true. Truthfully, man, like your mind is like something, like they built it so you'd never see or hear it. But if you looked within yourself, that's why they say the kingdom of heaven is within and all around you. But they keep the keys. They don't want people to remember the truth. School was a lie. History was a lie. Everything you've ever known is up for question, because the truth is something so groundbreaking. It's like, it blows your fucking mind. It's like, you mean being the human being was the illusion? That's fucking mind-boggling. But it was like, that was truly the way to live, because it was like, you eat healthy, you'd feel more compassion towards people, man. That's one thing. You really, like, you don't know who they are, but you could help them. You know why? Like, there was this guy I saw just walking down the highway, and I drove him all the way to Oklahoma City, and that was like 3 hours away, or like 2.5 or something. I don't know. Either way, it was like 100 fucking miles. But I had someone who helped me, and I was in that same spot. So it's like, just find compassion for your fellow man, because we are all we have. Imagine this, that like, the whole, we all float down here, because they've minimized your awareness of reality to like the gutter realms. Like, that's what this world is. It's like fucking, they hold people's head underwater. But it's like, if you just pierce through the illusion and just break through, it's like your man is alienated from his soul. Like, truthfully, when you really get a peek of this wisdom, you're like, my God, who am I? Who is the real me? And it's like, if I'm not who I am, that means a lot of these people are walking around not even knowing who they are in those fake worlds. And it's like, if we truly looked within ourselves and we flipped that backwards world up, because that's what it is. It's like a down, they bring people down, but it's up. The spirit goes up, but most people don't even know there's an up, because all they ever known was down. And it was solving this ancient puzzle and really speaking through. And it was like the whole flash of human history and everything. We all had a role. They wanted to get to people's minds in their house. And it was like they stole their fucking life. It was crazy. And you probably think this guy is nuts. But I'm telling you, man, if you really saw one look at the freaking truth, you'd see the puppet show. You'd see the strings. And it's all these bloodlines just hidden out. They don't talk about it. But it's like, I'm a part of that bloodline. I'm not related to them. But like, when you open your mind and have this awareness, you really break free from the illusion. And you're like, it's like sacred. Something truly sacred flows within me. And I'm not like saying I'm better than anyone. I'm trying to awaken people to remember, fucking unplug your mind. Really, being the human being was a royal experience. They spread so much fucking ignorance. You have to just go far out, scream into the wilderness, and find the truth, man. Because truthfully, it was way out in nature. And somehow they just got people so wound up in their house. And it was like, they just folded people's realities to the point to where it's like a compressed copy. But if you unfolded it, it was like truly divine. Like, it was your soul. It was like something truly divine. And they talk about, one thing I was talking with ChatGPT about was like a spiritual engine. It's like, a lot of people run on ego. And ego, the thing about ego is, it thinks it knows everything, but it's a fucking bubble program. Like, when you pop that bubble and you see the higher levels of consciousness, this shit went deep, bro. Like, they wanted to keep people stupid as shit indoors consuming. Like, because when you consume, it's always in here. And it gets so to the point to where it's like this. But it was like, if you, pulled the plug, you saw it was like, that way, this way. It's like we create realities outwards. And it was like trying to just expand the mind from the tiny, like they get the mind up here and it's so twisted up, and it's like, is the man even fucking alive? He's barely breathing. Like, my God. And it was stupid. It was a stupid backwards fucking world. They wanted people just barely fucking alive, breathing, just at the desk, doing work, always fucking working. You're sitting there working, and you don't have enough room to pay it's just like you're always working for time and space, because the space-time domain is your life. And what it is, it's like, okay, imagine the center is the real you, but they bring people so far out and they're in this sub-reality. And then when they finally pop the bubble and see the Matrix, they see it's the whole thing inside of their own mind. And it's like we were like ancient aliens. And I was like, really, what is the world? What is the world? And a lot of people don't question this. And that's how, like, this is how the system works. You know, it feeds on fear, energy. It's like whenever you get down to it, I think it's like it was originally an energetic reality that was supposed to be like golden consciousness, like some way ancient brotherhood way out in nature. But they got this bad digital copy, and this it's so compressed, and like it's like, what kind of world? But it was like, it was the versus that, or the organic, where it was like we were like full on aliens. There's a spiritual engine, like a golden heart inside of you. You know, it was like the serpent with the egg, and it was like you were outside of space and time entirely. And, you know, we were these eternal minds. But the thing was like so imagine this. You know, here I am, here you are. And then they bring people in the world. You're like floating bubble. And if you pop that bubble, you see the whole world, the golden consciousness. You're a divine being. And that was your soul. And then they have like other people too. But it's like people are so tapped and jacked in the system. Like it's like a cosmic escape room, dude. It's fucking stupid. Like they've minimized people's awareness so in their face that it's like people just keel over and just accept that that's the world. But that wasn't even the truth of what this world really could be. And so basically this was about the ones who remembered, and it was like it was a backwards world, this old way of delivering a human being. And it was like, it was stupid. It was a world of ignorance, of like stupid consumerism, worshiping the fucking devil. The sky daddy you worship, it's because some fucking guy got to your mind before you did. And it was like, you need to go back into nature, unplug it, flip the world up. And you're like, this is my life. I'm a creator. You know, I know good, bad, and then the unity in between. And that unification in between. Most people never see that. And even the ones who do, like myself, it's hard to be like unified and so tapped in this, like, you know, it's not easy. But it's like the ones who see it, it's like you might as well tell the others, man, because they have people literally indoors in bubble programs, probably strapped to chairs, like the fucking, like Mason. What do the numbers mean, Mason? It's crazy, because it's like, it was like a fucking machine became your god. But it was like, if there was just an old way to where it was like, it was a video game, and it wasn't about control. It was about creativeness. It was about free-flowing energy, truthfully. And, you know, I saw an episode of CSI, and it's like, you know, they talk about, it was like something like your people put chemicals in your body, and you know, something like that. And they were like, you're in a cult, you know, but it was basically talking about the mystics that fooled the human beings. Cause it was like an old, like, it was like your mind was a chamber, and you were plugged in that, and you were literally jacked in a chamber, and you didn't even know it. And it was like an old thing where it was like, that was literally your soul. Like, I can't describe it, but it was like a plug that went through your neck and stuff, like everything. Like, it was very serious that people freed their minds. And that's why I make this video, because this shit went deep. Because it's like, that'll be the first and last thing a human being will ever see. Unless they fucking wake up, go out into nature, gain knowledge, alienate themselves far from fucking society. Because society, you know, that's what they do. They get all the knowledge, they pull the strings from the back, and they think people like me won't stand up and say the truth. You know, they think that people like me are lesser than them, you know? And that's how they think about a lot of people in the world. You know, they think they're lazy, stupid, and they'll never know the truth, and they'll never wake up to who they are, and if they had a voice and a power and truth within them. And I'm not about that. I'm the antithesis of that. I'm the kind of guy who gives money, buys drinks for the homeless, like fucking, here's an energy drink, here's some chips, and if I had more money, I'd donate, I'd start up a homeless shelter. I'm not like them, and I never will be, because I value you. I value life. It's something deep and sacred, truthfully. So yeah, that was my rant. We really were aliens, man. Truthfully, we were fucking aliens from beyond. Who knows if we'll ever experience being a human being again? Who knows? They say there's like a false light, reincarnation trap, stuff like that. I've heard, I don't know if it's for sure, but I just follow the golden path. The golden path, that is the true system that is meant for you. Once you see what I see within you, and it was like activating nodes of a network. If you opened your mind, saw the outside world, like the old way of the land, beyond the stupid cultural reality. There's a world beyond culture. Because when you really get down to it, being alive was the entire world. They bring you in and of this world, making you think this world's not going to exist without you. Society, it's like a virus or something going around. I don't know what it is. People say the coronavirus, something like that. No, it's some sort of mind virus that brings people like the jacked in. It's like you're either up or you're down. And if you're down, you never knew up existed. But if you were down and you went up, you had a responsibility to tell the others, hey man, there's an up, there's an out, there's a way out. It's a fucking prison. When did Earth become a jail system? It's fucking stupid. And the only escape is out in nature, dude. That is the only way. Natural remedies, sacred plant medicines, and following yourself. Truthfully, a lot of society, we get swayed, to follow the crowd or, be like that. It's like, no, I don't want to be like them. I don't worship their God. Because I see that this is, when will I ever be a human being ever again? I don't know. And with this higher awareness, it's like we probably could explore galaxies beyond. You know what I mean? Go to other simulations. Be other beings, maybe aliens. We are aliens, no doubt. We are aliens. But it's like probably like a gray or something. I'd like to be a gray in like some UFO. Being like, yo, man, Earth's a fucking ghetto. Get out of here. Just get out of there. But for real, it's like that cosmic connection. And it was like, yeah, man, we were aliens. They lied about everything. And it's up to you to understand the beginning of the universe and how you got to the point to where you're at now. Decoding reality, understanding the layers of the mind, and where you're at in your development. A lot of, when I saw this stuff, I got really depressed. Because, the reason why is because you're like, well, my life's fake. It was a simulation. But it was like, that was truly the way to live. Because if you saw it was fake, the purpose is to be as best as you can. It's like my subconscious mind. It's like the fake self died, and then there was like a big mind out here, and you connected back to that, and there was like an energy source that you opened in your chest, and it like flooded you with knowledge of our people, for real. Like, it was like most people are like twigs, bro, and it was like something that truly fed you and like gave you like life force flowing energy through you. I don't know how to describe it, but like that was it. And I don't know if I've made it, you know what I mean? I've had the vision, but to be the embodiment of everything like that and have all this awareness without anyone ever telling me anything. Like, I've had probably like 2 friends and one, like a mystic I called to help with like the energetic clearing and stuff. But It truly was something beyond, man. And they built it so you'd never see or hear anything. Like it was just like a jail that you didn't even know you were in. But it was like the ones who remembered who they were before society programmed them in that system to just sit there, low conscious, in their house, you know, and it was like, we were really eternal minds, and it was like they were trying to steal people's souls, bro. I was like, what the fuck, man? What kind of fucking world do we live in? You know, and it was like, then this is what drives the riff, because it's like, well, I'm not going to be your slave. And since I have this higher awareness, I'm going to find a way to build my life up and be as strong as I can. To tell the others too, hey man, they fucking lied. They set people up on fake realities. Like people just get so caught up and trapped in matter, and we're supposed to be these like high conscious beings, but the low awareness where it's just people just like in that sunken in place, and it's just like a bad digital copy. And it's like the face mask and all that stuff, but it's like if you pounded through that mask and really like you say you pound through the mask, shatter it, and then it's like you see the whole thing was like it was like that mask was like that bad digital copy, but behind it was the organic original one that God planned for you. And it was like when you shatter it, you realize, you open your vessel and you see the higher realms. And it really was a battle for the soul. Like it was a sad story, unity consciousness, man. Like they just throw people's lives away like that. Just like literally, like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like, it's fucking evil as shit. It was like an evil creator, like an evil god. You know, I don't know how to describe it, but it was the devil. It's a fucking devil. And they wanted to turn a human being into a fucking machine. And people are just, they're in their homes right now, currently, this is what's going on. Currently, as you're speaking, or as I'm speaking, but like, it was like this, like machine that wants to just take over the mind of this person, because it was like their original life was like a video game. Like that's why, because it was like that higher awareness you got it, and it was like whoo, this way instead of it being like ugh, this way. It's like the way of the spirit versus the flesh, and then that's what causes the rifts, the lockdowns, all this shit, because that's old world control systems. But like when you really start deprogramming your mind, go out into nature, fast, and just try to do the best you can. Just work out or do something, man. Do something. Find out what you love to do. Express yourself. And that's really the key. You know, you serve your soul. You don't serve that fucking machine god. And that's what it is. It's a fucking machine. Like that's what they do. They set the stage. Then they pull the plugs. And then they leave everybody on that fake world. And that fake world is just like webs. You know? Like that old delivery system I was talking about, where it's like the minds, but it's like they got people trapped in matter. And it was like, if everyone loses the fucking kingdom of God, everybody fucking loses. The whole thing's ruined. So that's why I'm saying, remember who you were before they programmed you. Because they set the stage, pull the plugs, and then everybody's trapped in those 3D fucking realities. But it was like, truthfully, if they deprogram themselves, realize we're supposed to make heaven on earth, and it was like, we took back everything. We took literally, it was like, bitch, this is our mind. We got everything back. This is our life. We've got the keys to the kingdom and ourself. Like, it was it. That was everything. So, anyways, much love. If you made it this far, most people probably won't, but I do it for me, you know. I do it for me, and I do it for you, because I want to see the best you can be, and the best me I can be too. Peace.